This will be a video today on what I might call cross references. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get Witness Need and the people in China who made this great Bible here. I have just the New Testament, but this is the entire Bible. And this book here has more bottom notes than any other Bible in existence. You can see on this page just how many bottom notes there are, how long they are. Of course, it has ribbon markers. But you will also see on this side over here all the cross references, which are also very extensive. So this has more bottom notes than any other Bible in existence, other than maybe the Dake Bible, although that may not be the case. Also, it has book introductions at the top, and it also considers itself to be the most accurate translation of the Bible that there is, because they were very careful to go through all of the other types of Bible translations and make them as close as possible. Now, relating to cross-references, I have specific books on cross-references. One of them is called The Treasury of Scripture Knowledge, which you see right here. And what this is cross-references. So when you go to anything in the Bible, when you get to the book of Genesis, for example, it has a very short introduction up here on top, but then when you get to the sections in here, you will have immense number of cross-references to every verse, and it'll also have more words in the verse than just one. They will have cross-references. Now, this was done from many older sources, not just from what you see in here. Plus, when you're reading it, you will also come to places where there are not just cross-references, but you will have a specific article about something going on. And that's one of the good things about this as well, if I can find one for you, for example. Let's see. On this page, I guess there's one right there where I'm pointing to. That's a little article. But this Treasury of Scripture Knowledge came from 1800s in books that were very, very long, and that was one of the sources for this. But what also happened was there was a revision or a new one of this called the New Treasury of Scripture Knowledge. Now, this has the same thing in it, except that it's in larger print, obviously, which you can see from right here. But what's nice about it also, it's included over 100,000 additional cross-references than the 500,000 that are original. Now, it does the same thing as this one here, except it expands them, and it has many more articles in it than that, which are very detailed, and the articles are very helpful as well. So when you go into the center of this, you will find, for example, on this page right here, not only the cross references, but you will also see articles in there. Now, Joseph H. Smith is a general editor, but this is really expanded quite a bit. So this original, according to some, was taken from the ancient sources and used, but then expanded or improved by R.A. Torrey, Torrey, and I have his book also on a study of words, which is separate, but those are saying, others say R.A. Torrey did not do this He just had his name on it since he was having it done so much and expanding it so much that so many other those who kept it, he wanted to make sure it got out there. Others say, no, he actually did expand it, whether that's true or not. But this one was expanded, and it has a lot more notes and topics in it than before. Plus, when you're finished with it, there are other places you can go in here. For example, for a bibliography, a subject index, an index for just the book of Proverbs, and then a name index, and finally a topic number index. So you can go to the topics and then find them in here as well. Now, so that's one of the values of this one. So if I compare, for example, which is what I plan to do, I want to compare the cross-references in this to the cross-references in this Recovery Chinese Bible, which it supposedly not only has more articles than the other, which is true, but they say it has more cross-references. And there are many, many cross-references here. So that's what I'm going to do and compare them and find out which has the most. But these three Bibles, if you combine them, not Bibles, these three publications, if you combine them, will show a great deal of what has to do with cross-references and articles, and so how important they are. And I would recommend, for example, that everyone get one of these Recovery Version Notes and References. LSM, Living Stream Ministries, is where it comes from, and comes from California. And then this one is fine, but I would recommend this second one because it has a lot more in it. I would recommend this one instead of the first one. So these are not only for cross-references, but also for notes. I hope you enjoyed this little presentation.